great to be here tonight with us. Let's go, party is going on.
The certificates over the blockchain, first of all, it's the
All right. Hello. Hey, everybody. Hey, this is Daniel Higgins coming to you live. Thank you for joining today, tonight, this afternoon, depending on where you're at in this awesome world we live in. What's going on? Richard James hanging out from Canada. What's going on? Great leader. Good to see you on the live stream today. Well, tonight, really, for me, but hey, it's all good, right? So listen, I got some great content to share today, and I'm excited about it because this author is really talk a little bit about world-class thinking, and I can't take credit for this. This author is really doing great things to empower people all around the world. And that author is Mr. Steven Siebold. He has a few different books, right? This is one of his books, How Rich People Think. But what we're going to listen to tonight is a little bit leaning more towards his other book, The World Class Thinking, right? If I might have the title wrong. I have it somewhere. It's not at my desk right now, but it's an amazing book, right? And I love how simple he says things, and I love how simple he explains things. I like straightforward, and he's very straightforward. He's always comparing and challenging your thought process, and of course he's also challenging where you're at right now in terms of your results. You can always compare those things, right? Because we don't veer off too far from where we think, right? Everything's a thought process. Everything's a philosophy. If you lay the right philosophy on yourself, take the corresponding actions, boom, you got different results, right? So let me not steal his thunder. I'm going to interact with this a little bit because, man, it's just really good. So talking about world-class thinking with Steven Siebold, and of course he's going to challenge that normal way of thinking, which is middle-class thinking, right? So let's go ahead and jump into this content here. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started for everybody. Here we go.
Mental toughness is a lot about making distinctions between words, between thoughts, between cognitions, whatever you want to call it, and breaking them down and saying, are we sure we're right about this? Because there's only a razor's edge difference, in my opinion, in thinking between the middle class and the world class. And this razor's edge is in a lot of different thought processes, but it's just a little razor's edge. That's it. These superstars are not any smarter, better, faster, stronger, better looking than any of us. They're not. They're just, it's a razor's edge in thinking, so we want to be very careful the way we make distinctions between words and thoughts and philosophies and phrases. Does that make sense? So that's just one of the ways we do it. The next piece of this is, if you turn your book over, the next piece of this is of the whole process. And it's what we call the levels of awareness. Again, for those of you who read the book, you know a little bit about this. And so this is sort of the framework of the whole thing. So I want to make sure you guys catch this. Okay, make sure you really lock into this, because we're going to reference this. For those of you that are going to go on the coaching program Mike was talking about for the next 6 months from now, we're going to bump it. Mike wants us to bump it right up to the national convention, and we're going to do some amazing things together. We're going to talk about this a lot, okay? And today, we've broken down levels of awareness, conscious awareness, or thinking awareness, you might say, into 5 categories. Now, for you philosophers out there, You're saying to yourself, there's a million levels of consciousness. Of course there are. We're just taking it to the street. This is not, we don't want to philosophize too much in this program. We do a little, but we try to say, you know, that's all really wonderful, but how can I make money? How can I recruit more people? How can I put 100 people in my meetings a month with this info? Give me something I can use, right? All the philosophy is fantastic. How can we use it on the street to make money? That's what this is about. Mental toughness is very results-oriented. So I broke it down to 5 levels that I sort of observed over the years. Lowest level of thinking, we call the poverty class. Now, keep in mind, these are not socioeconomic terms. I mean, they are, but that's not what we're referring to. Socioeconomics, just so you know, I'm not talking about money or socioeconomics in any way, although, that being said, all of us know that money does tend to follow thinking in a very big way. But that's not what we're talking about, just so you know. We just borrowed the terms from socioeconomics. Lowest level poverty class. When we interviewed the poverty class, this is 5% of the population approximately, we interviewed them, we said, we want to know different things, and that's the reason they are where they are, for the most part, in general. But we want to know overall, what's the mantra of the poverty class? Unfortunately, what we came up with over the years is life sucks, and then you die. It's kind of funny, it's kind of sad at the same time, and that's why we probably have 3 and 4 generations of welfare recipients and that kind of thing. Hey, some people have just got a hard time and doesn't relate to them, but most of all, I think it probably follows thinking, unfortunately. Not something any of us probably have to deal with, luckily, so we won't spend a lot of time talking about that. Next level, working class thinking, working class consciousness. About 10% of the population, approximately, working class survival. Survival. Gotta survive, man. The world is this is what they say. And again, not putting anyone down. This is just what we've observed over the years. The world's a tough place. It's a very tough place. Tough place. Gotta survive, man. Survival is the name of the game. Survival. Gotta survive. That's it. Okay. Again, probably, hopefully not something too many of us have to deal with, hopefully. The middle class. So we don't deal too much with the working class. Middle class. Now think about this again for yourself. Where do you fit with different parts of your life? You don't have to say, you don't have to tell anyone, but just think to yourself, try to be honest with yourself, where do you fit? For most of my life, this is where I fit, right in the middle class. How do I know? Because that's the results I got. That's how, if you really want to know where you fit, look at your results in any given area. You know, if you've been in the business 2 months, and this business, and you just got licensed, and you're saying, well, I've gotten lower than middle class results. Well, you got to give yourself some time, right? But over time, look at your results, and it'll tell you where you are in the classes. The middle class mantra, more than anything else, I just want to be comfortable. Oh, just let me be comfortable. Please, God, let me be comfortable. Nothing wrong with it. No, not putting down, not judging anyone or anything like that. This is just what they tell us over and over and over. I want to be comfortable. And Larry Wilson, a good mentor of mine and friend, says that when the middle class thinker gets to the pearly gates, St. Peter says, congratulations, you've arrived safely at death. One of our clients is a guy named Charlie Idle. Charlie is the CEO of Simmons Mattress Company, you might have heard of, and a fantastic world-class performer, one of the darlings of the Fortune 500. And Charlie said, one time I was talking to him, and he said, you know, Steve, we were talking about this comfortable middle-class idea. And he said, you know, I thought about that for a long time. And he said, when I abandoned that thought process, that's when I started my ascent to the top. And I said, well, tell me more, Charlie. Because I love to just probe these guys and find out what's inside their mind, because I know it's different than I've been thinking most of my life, and that most of us think. And he said, you know, I'll give it to you straight. I never forgot this. He said, I just didn't want to see myself sitting in a nursing home one day, looking out the window, thinking to myself that I played it safe. And that just hit me like a Mack truck. I thought, wow, that's a pretty good idea. And I said, well, what did you do? He says, I decided to go for it. I decided to abandon fear and stop being comfortable. He said, watch this. He said, I learned, Steve, to be comfortable. You know what the finish is. Being uncomfortable. Yeah, they all say that.
I love that. I love that. And there's a little bit more, but I want to pause just a second because I love what he said about it's a razor's edge difference in thinking. because it reminds me of this amazing book called The Tipping Point. And when you read The Tipping Point, you understand that things shift, and one small little shift can make a huge impact and a huge difference, right? So he said, razor's edge of thinking. Then there was another amazing book that said most people are only about 4 or 5 different skills away or mindsets away from creating either financial freedom or tapping into millionaire status. Just depending on what industries you are in, of course, right? There's, of course, certain factors, of course, with everything, right? But it's a razor's edge, just that slight change, right? That slight approach, that slight difference. And that's what I love about being connected to Wealth Builders Worldwide, because they continue to share great quality content that you can absorb so that you can start applying it in your life, right? And make that little shift. Everything starts with the dream. Everything starts with your passion and what's going to drive you, right? So if you have that dream and you're headed towards a certain direction to manifest that dream, and you're making those adjustments as you go along, right? This worked, this didn't work, right? This energized me, this disenergized me, right? This inspired me, this didn't inspire me. And you're making those adjustments and you make that razor's edge change. And then it's like, boom. Just like how I mentioned, one of the posts that I mentioned was a quote that was just talking about, hey, listen, you're an overnight success, but that's not accurate. That's not true. It took several years in the making. And what happened during those years, right? It was that razor's edge mentality. You were making those adjustments, making those shifts, making those changes, right? And I love how he said, go for it, right? And go towards what your dream is, right? Because you don't want to end up safely at death, right? Without really living, right? You don't want to end up safely at death, not actually living. That's huge. So I love that point about him. So I just had to jump in and kind of interact with that part because, man, it's good stuff right here. Love this author. If you haven't gotten any of his books, definitely consider grabbing one of his books as soon as you can.
You've heard it. I've heard it, right? Over and over and over. I learned to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Why? Because I had to have the vision. The vision had to be fulfilled for my family and myself. Had to happen.
And that part right there, the vision, what does that mean? That's the goal. That's the dream. If you have something that you're headed towards, financial freedom, time freedom, right? I don't know what that goal is for you. You know, it could be to spend more time with your loved ones, but that vision, that dream is going to continue to fuel you to make those adjustments as you move towards your goals and dreams and you move towards manifesting whatever that goal is. And success is a journey. So you're on that journey. You're making those adjustments, you know? Here we go. This, oh my gosh, I like this. This video is really good. I love this content. I'm got a book from.
Wasn't taking no for an answer. And if it wasn't going to happen, there are no guarantees, and I ended up looking out the window at the nursing home, and I had a few bad breaks, and it just didn't happen, at least I could look out the window and say, you know, I didn't make it, baby, but I went for it. I went for it. I was tough. I was fearless. I went for it. Yeah, I fell a little short. Life happens. Sometimes you get bad breaks. Didn't happen the way I wanted to, but I went for it. That's got to be a pretty good feeling even if you don't make it, you know? I mean, hopefully we all will make it, but be a pretty good feeling to know you did everything you could to make it. Comfortable. I just want to be comfortable. Oh, please let me be comfortable. Okay, so that's middle class. That's the one we focus a lot on. Now, the upper class is the next level. I don't know what you think about this, but I used to believe the upper class was the highest level. Mantra of the upper class? Well, I won't even give you the mantra first. I'll just tell you basically their results. Why do we call them the upper class? Well, because they are great at succeeding. They are success machines. They set out to do something, and they do it. The only downside of the upper class I didn't know before, it took me a while to find this out with traveling with them and interviewing them and all these things over the years, is that on the way to getting what they want, they will run you over without even thinking about it. They're ego-driven. Their mantra, the upper class mantra, over anything else is, I'm the best. I don't want to just get my goal. I want to beat you and you and you. I want to beat you. I just want to be better because I'm better. I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm better looking, I'm, you know. And I thought I really, for a long time, I thought, well, they're getting what they want. They're succeeding. So they've got to be the top. The upper class has got to be the top. But boy, I couldn't have been more wrong. I'm to the point where I don't even want to spend any time with the upper class. Just not my cup of tea. I don't need to beat anyone. I want to help everyone I can help and just get what I want and help everyone. I mean, I don't want to live like that. I'll give you a prime example.
Ooh, okay, I got to jump in on this one right here. So when he talks about this, there's another book that it kind of triggers, right? The book is called The Science of Getting Rich. And in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, he talks a lot about the competitive plane, right? And people are successful in the competitive plane. And that's exactly what he's just illustrating. You're going to beat them. I'm going to beat this person. I'm going to dominate. I'm going to take over this person, that kind of jazz, right? So you want to humiliate somebody, right? So you got that ego where you want to destroy somebody, right? To win, right? Now, that's the competitive plane, and people are successful there. And in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, it talks about that is one level of success, but it's not a complete level of success. It's not whole riches, right? Because you're putting someone at a disadvantage, you're putting someone down. And if that's the case, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage in the long term of things, right? Now you can start tapping into what he just illustrated. It's very short, very small, very sweet, but it's a small shift. Like we're talking about world-class thinking, right? So it's just a little shift. He just talked about getting everything I want and helping others at the same time. So that's the creative plane. When you're in the creative plane, you don't have to dominate someone in a negative way. You're looking to dominate yourself. You're looking to create from within, so to speak. You're looking to develop what's already within you to be successful, because you already know you've been given some unique strategies, you've been given some unique abilities, you've been given some unique advantages. So you're looking from within to develop those advantages. And you're also trying to future think, right? You're future thinking. You're looking towards the future to create something that doesn't exist right now. So you're in a whole different space. You don't have to compete when you're in that creative plane. So I just want to drive that home, because that thing it's a slight little change, right? Because people are successful in the competitive plane. They are for a certain time, but long-term wealth and long-term riches and the best world-class thinking is exactly what he just said. You are empowering others, and as you continue to empower others, you're getting what you want and you're empowering others at the same time. I love that thought process. It's a beautiful thought process. It moves you away from the competitive into the creative.
I'm going to get in trouble for this someday, but it's just so good I can't resist. I'm just going to say it anyway. And we're videotaping too, but here we go. Donald Trump. Oh, I'm the largest developer in Manhattan. He's not. I have the largest private helicopter in the world. Did you see the finest golf course? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? You've heard him on like The Apprentice and interviews and TVs all over TV, right? Great guy. I mean, he's got a house 6 miles from where I live in Palm Beach, and my house could fit in his living room. Just don't be impressed. I mean, big house. But so he's got a lot of success and all those great things. But everything, if you notice, it doesn't ever seem to be enough. Listen, now don't take my word for it. Listen to him. His new book's out. There's another new book out. Success Secret number 8. You know what it is? Revenge. If someone screws you, screw them back. Oh, thanks, Tyler. I'll write that one down. Give me a pen. How do you spell revenge? It's R-E. Oh, come on. Come on. I don't want to live my life like that, do you?
See, we have different approaches, different thought processes, but I love what he says there, you know. So you have an option, right? You can tap into whichever one you want to, and I love the differences in the thought processes, right? I love the differences in the thought processes. So like I mentioned earlier, world-class thinking is different. You want to tap into it as much as possible. The reason why I've been exposed to some great thinking is because of Wealth Builders Worldwide and our amazing team that's very focused on building wealth and building people at the same time, right? So we're empowering people all over the world to build wealth. If you're on my Facebook page, you definitely know we continue to share great content. And the content is geared towards empowering you to create more income and more cash flow. That's it. And we keep it simple. You can exchange some money, you can exchange some currency to create more passive income for your life and for your family. Available, and I love what we're doing because we're not just putting you in position to create more income, we're also putting you in position to close that wealth gap and create generational wealth, something that you can pass down generation to generation. So that's why I'm participating, because I want to continue to amass wealth for my 5-year-old who's about to be 6 pretty soon. And then my oldest son, 18, he's part of the business. Love that he's part of the business. He's starting to enjoy Lydian World. He's starting to really grasp onto that concept of creating passive income through one of our avenues in Gold Standard Partners, which is Lydian World. You'll learn more about that in our live presentations. But I'm telling you right now, what to share is mindset and building wealth through passive residual income, gathering assets. That's all we're doing here. So we're going to improve your mindset. We're going to put you and surround you with some great leaders to help you and support you. And then we're going to share with you how to continue to build your wealth and be able to position yourself to pass that on generation to generation. So if that is appealing to you, you want to get back with the person sharing this information with you. If that person is me, you go straight to y1income.com. Take action, right? He talked about getting it done, right? He talked about getting it done, taking action, not arriving to death safely, right? So if I'm the person sharing this content with you, you go straight to y1income.com and go ahead and get your free registration completed. You can choose to be a customer and amass wealth as a customer, or you can choose to be a partner, amass wealth as a partner, and then share with others, hey, I'm amassing wealth. You want to join? That's it. We keep things simple here. We want to make sure we put people in position to take immediate action. And we're going to keep it sort of simple, right? Because we are dealing with some great technology. So it's going to be sort of simple for you. It's not going to be completely like easy, because if it was completely easy, everybody be doing it. There are some things that you need to do to position yourself. But just like Dr. Dennis Cambro talked about, there's a lexicon, there's a new vocabulary whenever something new comes out. And once you learn that and absorb it, you'll be able to move forward and be successful. So the learning curve here is just learning some key ways to move your money and make your money go make more money. And once you learn it and you how we're actually saving and acquiring assets, ooh, you'll be off to the races. All right. So thank you everybody for hanging out today, tonight, this afternoon. We will see you guys next time, tomorrow night for Daniel's Den, right around 11 or 12 p.m., just depending on how my technology works out. Right. But we're going to be here to support your goals and dreams, because that's what we're doing here. We're going to continue to empower people to reach their goals and dreams, especially with our Wealth Builders Worldwide team and family. So if you're seeing this from somebody else's page, if someone's sharing this with you, get back with that person, get their free registration link, and let's go ahead and lock arms to help you and support you to be successful. Take a screenshot of this. This is our live webinars and events. Our Wealth Builders Worldwide team is actually available to you listen to what I'm saying, you got support every single day. We have a live webinar every single day. And on this amazing screen, there's amazing leaders from all different walks of life. There's single mothers that are taking care of their families with the income created from Gold Standard Partners. There's actual prominent civil rights sons. And oh my gosh, Mr. Eric Toure Muhammad is the son of Stokely Carmichael. I'm telling you right now, there's some amazing people here. There's multiple doctors. There's former recording artists. There's several Marines in here. There's military personnel in here. There's man, people have been financially free for over 20 years in here, over 5 years, over 3 years. People have paid off their house 11 years early. There's so many different amazing leaders within our Wealth Builders Worldwide community. And like I said, every single day they're available to you with the live stream, either on the power call or live webinars every single day. So get back with the person sharing this information with you. Thank you for your time today, tonight, or this afternoon. Get back with that person. Get your free registration completed. And if it is that person is me, go right to y1income.com. Let's get you started so we can help you be successful, all right? Everybody have a good day. Have a good night. We'll see you next time on Daniel's Den.